so let's look at the past continuous. So past tense, continuous. So at one point it was ongoing. It was ongoing, it was happening. It was happening at one point in the past. Actions or events that were happening, there we are, happening in the past. I was sleeping this morning. I was writing last night. I was driving last night. So we use was and were with a present participle verb. That was and the were depends on the pronouns we're using. So I was driving. You were driving. The present participle is the ing, driving, walking, talking, cleaning, climbing, learning, repairing, painting, writing, building, listening, watching, learning, eating, and beyond. I was, there's the was, happening, driving. I was driving, it was happening, to the city. I was driving to the city. I was driving to London. I was driving to Madrid. I was driving to Paris. Makes sense. I was walking the dog. Or we could say you were. You were. You were walking the dog. You were cleaning the house. You were driving to the city. You were talking with me. Now the sentence gets more complicated. You were driving me to the school. Makes sense. So we have subject and the be, which is the was and the were, present participle, and the rest of the sentence. So we could say, I was driving the car. Makes sense. He was learning Spanish. He was, not anymore, well, was, learning, the ing, present participle, learning Spanish. She was learning French. He was learning Spanish. She was learning French. Makes sense. You were, and this is where it gets different. I, he, she was. You, we, they were. You were teaching English. You were teaching English. Makes sense. We, you and I, we were learning, learning the lesson. Learning the lesson. Makes sense. They were watching the road. The road. The road. Makes sense. Yeah, pretty nice and straightforward. So we use was and were depending on the subject. I, he, she was. You, we, they were. I was learning Spanish yesterday. You were learning English today, or earlier today, or yesterday, or last week. I was I was eating last week. Makes sense. I was driving yesterday, last week. You were climbing last year. You were climbing the mountain last year. Makes sense as well. He was walking with her. Yeah, with her. He was walking with her. But we wouldn't say her was, or him were, him was. Not him. No. Nor is it her. It's he, she was, he was. Yeah. How cool is that? Let's keep going, language learners. Let's keep going.